Thank you for having me today. I've been here since June, and it's been a very exciting time for me. Korea is a beautiful country and very warm and hospitable people, and your government and all the agencies and institutions have been very helpful and welcoming. I've been working on several areas. One is the promotion of trade and tourism. One is political promotion of our bilateral relationship, as well as we have a lot of migrant workers. So I've been busy with new arrival workers, attending to issues of the existing ones, and also getting to know Korea a little bit. It's amazing, the beautiful culture, the environment, and the traditional food, and also the very modern aspect of the country. Korea and Sri Lanka have long-standing bilateral relations, going back to the 6th century, I hear. But of course, we have formal diplomatic ties from 1977, which is 45 years this year. But Korea has been a very important development partner for Sri Lanka, one of our biggest during the 80s and the 90s. So we had a lot of Korean people coming here, Korean business companies, Korean investors. So Korean companies, way of life, people became very familiar to Sri Lanka. That was in the 80s and the 90s. But now it's K-pop, K-culture. Your teledramas are so popular. Young, she is like, oh my goodness. and K-pop, it's so popular among the young people that I get calls from Sri Lanka saying, you know, BTS is performing in Busan, aren't you going? Why aren't you not going? So that's the level of how much interest there is about Korea among young people, as well as the knowledge and familiarity with the older generation. I think the bilateral relations between Sri Lanka and the Republic of Korea is very cordial, very strong, and we are very happy with the way it's going. We have cooperation in several areas, political, economic and trade, tourism, development assistance, and migrant workers. Those are some of the most important areas. And a sign of the fact that our relations are thriving is that this year we celebrate 45 years of the establishment of diplomatic relations. And we've had some very high-level visits. Sri Lanka was very happy to welcome the Speaker of the National Assembly from Korea earlier this year, as well as your Minister for Government Policy. We had the Sri Lankan Foreign Minister visit, as well as just as recently as last month, the Minister of Foreign Employment and Labour. So we've been having very high-level visit exchanges. At the same time, although we are now getting over COVID, we are looking forward to welcoming more tourists from the Republic of Korea. We have great golf courses, Buddhist shrines, beaches, so there's so many things that Sri Lanka can offer the tourists. Trade is also existing. We would like to see the potential to be further realized. I think both countries have a lot to offer in the aspect of trade. And Sri Lanka is also a great investment destination for the Korean investor. We are located in very close proximity to a lot of important shipping lanes. We have a big container hub, one of the 25 biggest in the world. Our weather is great. We have a lot of natural resources. We have skilled labor, development of fast developing infrastructure. So those are things that might interest Korean investors in the future as well. So those are some of the things. And of course, we are very happy that migrant workers are so very welcome in Korea. The government has been increasing the quota of Sri Lankan workers to this country, and they have excellent work and conditions. They are being looked after very well. So Sri Lankans are also eager to come and work here. And by that, they contribute to the economy of Korea, as well as through their remittances, the economy of Sri Lanka. So it benefits both our countries. The migrant labor force is approximately 20,000, but we have others who have settled down here, married to Koreans or professionals. So the total might be, give or take plus or minus, about 25,000 Sri Lankans in Korea. Yes, a majority of them are, as you say, migrant workers. Sri Lankans are very adaptable. So I don't think, and this being another Asian country with shared values, cuisine, as I said earlier, it's not very difficult for Sri Lankans to adapt here. Maybe the only thing that might find them difficult is the weather. We don't have winters and autumn and spring in Sri Lanka. So I would say the weather is the most difficult thing for them to adapt. Language, Korean is very popular in Sri Lanka. We have a lot of places that teach Korean. And somehow our people are very quick to learn Korean. So even before coming here, they have a certain understanding of Korean and how to speak. And they just improve it while they're here. It's the Asian culture. We have the multi-generational aspect of Sri Lankan family, the family values, respect for our elders, and also the very, like I said earlier, the graciousness of treating other people, outsiders. Now I see that very much here, and that's part of the Sri Lankan smile, the Sri Lankan hospitality. So I see those similarities, shared family values, the Asian culture, and of course Buddhism. We are also a Buddhist country. So if I come here, I could go to any Korean temple. So the Buddhist links are also very important. Traditionally, the young people wanted to be in jobs like a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. That was very prestigious for them. But now, changing markets, changing views, so they like to be in IT. So IT is a very attractive thing for young people in Sri Lanka, and there's more and more of them who are qualified in those areas. Yes, this is the Sri Lankan traditional dress. It's a sari, like any other sari. It's 6 yards of material, but I drape it differently according to the Sri Lankan style with a frill. It's called the osariya. And the fabric I'm wearing is also very much Sri Lankan. This is a Sri Lankan handloom, and that industry has been there for centuries. They say when the founder of Sri Lanka came, the wife he met was making weaving thread, and he saw her, fell in love with her. So it goes back centuries, even if it's a legend, our traditional handlooms. And today it's very, very famous. You find it around Sri Lanka. Small cottage industries, two big ones, and yeah, we wear it with pride. We are very happy to wear these beautiful colors. The sari is very versatile. You will find the housewife wearing it while she's doing her daily work. You'll find it in the professional attire, like me and my staff. You find the air hostess wearing it. You find the street sweeper wearing it, and it's draped in 2 or 3 different styles, and the bride wears it. So it's part of our life. Of course, it's not too difficult to manage with it. We could go in the bus, we could go for a walk, we could do our daily chores. Sri Lanka, there is its personal preference when it comes to food. It's also a little bit of religious connotation attached to it. Sri Lanka is a multi-ethnic, multi-religious country. So we have Sinhalese, Tamils, Muslims. We have people of different faiths, Buddhists, Hindus, Christians, Islam faith people. So what happens is Hindus find the bull to be sacred to their religion. Those of the Islamic faith do not eat pork. So because we are a mixed ethnic people, you know, it becomes one group's ethnic preferences sometimes get influencing the others, and of course the Buddhist concept of not harming or taking another life is also there. So because of that, increasingly people are moving away either from beef or pork. Myself, I don't eat beef, that's just a personal preference, but there are family members who do. But increasingly, because of those different influences and personal preferences, people are moving away from eating beef. That's a very interesting question. We are both Asian countries. So rice plays a big part in both our cuisines. And there's a very similarity in taste. I don't know what exactly it is, but Sri Lankans find Korean food to be amazing. It's quite popular even in Sri Lanka. And so when I came here, one thing I did was to try the different types of food. And it's great. Today, in fact, we are exhibiting at the Seoul Cafe Show, and I took a traditional Sri Lankan sweet that is made of rice flour and coconut treacle syrup. And then the Korean people who were visiting our booth ate it and said, this tastes just like our yaksa. So that was quite an interesting thing where I found that taste of similarity of cuisine in both our countries. Yes, I would encourage Koreans to get to know Sri Lanka better. It'll be an ideal holiday destination for them. We've got beautiful beaches, we've got misty mountains. If you like golf, we've got golf ranges across the country, in the mountains to the beach level areas. We have wildlife, we have big elephants, we have the biggest land mammal, elephant, and the biggest sea mammal, the blue whale. Leopards and birds, and we also have gems. So I'm wearing amethyst today. Blue sapphires. If you have, I don't want to mention names and people, but Sri Lanka has the best and the biggest blue sapphires, which are well known. We have Ceylon tea, if you like to drink it, and cinnamon. So there's a lot of things that a Korean tourist could see, and we have some very sacred Buddhist sites. Sri Lanka has the oldest planted tree in the world. It's 2,300 years old, and it is the sapling of the tree under which the Buddha became enlightened as the Buddha. So it's still living, it's still venerated and worshipped by thousands of people every day. So if you're a Buddhist, that's a place you want to go. And if you like golf, you have places to go, and the food. And you have a lot of smiling people as well.